Time sure does fly when you're away, right, Terry?
It does. It sure does. It went by real fast.
Yes, and I think every comment was, "Where's Terry? Where's Terry? Where's Terry? Where's Terry?" I guess I'm. What do they say? Chopped liver? Is that how it goes?
No, you did a great job. I love that exactly. You had that first day and the last race, and you had that winner paid almost $20, the top pick. I think the exacta paid a couple $100, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I always kind of busy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Stingy, how are you? Thanks for joining us today. Good morning, Private Ross. As always, nice to see you. Golf race 6, number 6 must be the cryptic code. What's your best bet, Private? Terry will be on that a little bit later. Race 8. Oh, Private Ross's best bets. Okay, there you go. Private Ross, with all of his bets are out there already. Way to go, Private Ross. We appreciate that. And then, of course, Timothy Campbell, lucky number 6. Those his cryptic codes, I'm sure. Armando, I wish everybody the best bets. Let's hit Don Johnson, Miami Vice Superfectas. All right, there we go. Middle finger. What's the middle finger all about? Hey, man, Don, how are you today? Thanks for joining us. And our good friend Jose Alameda. Of course, it's always good to get free picks. That's what you get today at Louisiana Downs. There's a link in the description below. Please make sure you take advantage of that so they know where it is that you're coming from. All right, Terry, you and I will get back to work. It's time for you to get back to work, sir. What are you waiting for?
All right. Well, we're going to start out with the mile, and it's a maiden claiming race. It's a $12,500 claiming price. $25,000 purse is for maidens, fillies, 3-year-olds.
Yes, and I talk about this all the time, and probably people are like, would you leave it alone already? But it is a 1-mile race. It is one turn around the Gulfstream Park track instead of 2-turn routes. They act a lot more like sprints, and you see that here because early speed wins 1 mile at Gulfstream Park. About 31% of the time, the horse that gets the lead to the quarter-mile marker also has the lead when they hit the finish line. There's a real bonus for Greek Sing. 2 through 7 get discounted. The best place to be is on the outside. Jerry, we do 1,000 simulations around here. A whole lot of data that's available in our data sheets. Also, a link to that wherever you found us in the description. Who's going to catch the lead here?
Well, look there. They all have speed, but it's probably anyone's guess because there's 3 or 4 of them that are pretty close. And then as far as the overlays go, the 4 has an overlay from 3-1 to 9-2. 8 has an overlay from 8-1 to 12-1. And then the par number, which is the pass number that if they've equaled or exceeded the par number for today's race of 70. The 3, 7, and 8 actually have either surpassed or equaled last this par number in the races before. And then the next one, par plus, is all but the one has some kind of percentage. And what that means is that what's their chances of equaling or surpassing the par number for today's race. And then all of them are got percentages in the comfort zone. And then the 3 is the best jockey. The 8 seems to be the best trainer. And then along with that, the 3 seems to have the best combination as far as trainer-jockey combination.
We see here, too, look at this race. Nobody wants to be on the lead. No pilot, co-pilot types. We do have a co-pilot in the 5. These 4 want to close. These 2 have not been within a length, 5 lengths of the winner. Here we got a top total pace horse, the 4, that is 7 points clear. It's about a length better than everybody else. That's a combination of early speed and late speed, Terry. Everybody but the 4 dropping in class here today, Terry. It looks pretty foggy and rainy over there in South Florida, but drop your picks on us.
That's right. Well, I'm going to start out with number 7, Champagne on Ice. She drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 22% of the races when dropping a horse down 2+ classes, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No other like you. The 3 is my second choice, drops in class today, will improve while returning to dirt. She has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 23% of the races when using second-time Lasix. Her best dirt speed is fast among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. A lot of boxes marked off. Number 5, Senorita Nomos. She ran second versus similar in her last race, and she can handle the distance. She's my third choice. Long shot is the 1, Greek Sing. She drops in class today. The rail post is winning 24% clip, and she can improve while returning to her route and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer.
I'm going to go with the 3-horse, No Other Like You. Right now, it's a 2-5 favorite, so I probably wouldn't bet that one. It is your biggest class dropper, moving down 2.5 lengths. You see that here with the 3-horse and the class drop, 2.5 lengths. We calculate that out to lengths for you. Next on my list is Trumpetta, the 4-horse. That's the top total pace horse in here. As we saw, 7 points. Should be close to the front with some of the best late speed in the race, and maybe that will be helpful. The 7-horse, Champagne on Ice, third up after a layoff for the first time. Maybe a finally healthy horse. And then Greek Sing, that 1-horse, could be the pace setter. Solid price if she can hold on. The only problem is with this race, it's kind of, you can't see anything with the rain so hard. It's pouring. It's been pouring. It's like static on those like old 1970 black and white TVs, Terry. I know you remember that with the bam and the aluminum foil on the antennas.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that too, unfortunately. So Peter ILO about ready to describe this maiden claiming 12. I can't tell if they're all in or not, and I'm sure that the race call for Peter will be perfect. But for me, it'll be far from perfect. It'd be pretty bad, I would suspect. They're all, I think, about lined up. It's hard to really tell. I think you got the 8 horses left, and that's it. Because it is really hard to see the screen. I can't wait till they do that front angle, too, at Gulfstream Park like they like to do. You can't tell what's going on in broad daylight. Well, they are running. It looks a little bit like a quarter horse race at the start as everybody's slamming into everybody else. Apparently, they can't see either at the track. I can't tell you who's doing what, but I think the 1-horse is actually on the lead like we projected. Yes, indeed. A little better view now. The 1-horse is on the lead. The 2-horse, United Forever, shotgun spot. The 4-horse, Trampita, with that top total pace edge on the third place, about 3 wide. The 3-horse now, the favorite, No Other Like You, has moved up into contention in third. Horses are spread out across the track there from the rail and out. So interesting to see what paths they take when they make that turn. Speed holding up so far, 24-3 for the opening quarter. About, 5 lengths from the nose of the 1 to the tail of the 8. They make their way through the turn. That 2-5 favorite looks like it's struggling a little bit right now. The 1-horse, the pace setter, continues to set the lead, although it does look like right now that 4-horse is trying to make a move, although the 1 hasn't been asked to go yet, folks. I got a feeling that one's going to have something to say. 3 might not have liked the surface today. The 2-horse, one's going to stock up in there, United Forever, Terry. He's going to make us your return the first pick. Well, it's a good thing we didn't make any wagers in this race. 7-horse right now is trying to make an aggressive move. Here comes the 4 with the 7. I think those 2 are going to roll on by the 2-horse. The question is, who's going to win that race? The 4-horse really had a tough spot to go, but it's going to go 7, then 4, then 2, then 1. 7, 4, 2, and 1 is your final order there in race number 1. 4 had to take a pretty tough thing in between 2 horses and got squeezed there a little bit at the end. That 3-5, that's why you can't ever bet 2-5, Terry. I don't know about you, but if I like a horse and he's 2-5, I just don't bet him.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
No, because it's just not worth it at all. All right, let's talk about, hold on a second here. What do we got right here? Terry's best bet, race 7. There you go. And then good to see you back. See, I told you everybody was about Terry while you were gone. Good pick, Terry, with the 7. And then Terry's best bet. We'll get to that. Well, Terry already has that up there again. So Terry's best bet. Yeah. 5th race, number 5, Freedom Road. All right, race number 2 is where we're going to go next. And then talk about this one.
Well, originally it was going to be on the turf, but it's off of the turf. Now it's on the Topeka course, and it was going to be at a mile, but now it's at a mile and 70 yards. It's a maiden claiming race, $25,000 claiming price, purse $30,500, and it's for maidens 3-year-olds.
So 1 mile and 70 yards on the synthetic surface. Does favor stalkers, Peyton and Manny. 18% of the time, the winner to the quarter-mile marker is also the winner to the mile and 70-yard marker. Rail discount for Iniking, 2 and 3, a bonus. 4 through 7 are fair. 8 and out, a small bonus, but it is the best place to be. Again, Terry, we have all of our data that we've compiled. Again, you can get a copy of the sheet in the link in the description on YouTube. Got a whole lot of data here to kind of parse through, Terry, so let's get going.
All right. Well, as you can see there, the 8 shows the most speed, and it should get to that quarter pole first, assuming it gets out of the gate okay. 4 has an overlay from 9-1 to 15-1. The 12 has an overlay from 3-2 to 7 to 5-2. And then the only horse that in the past has equaled or exceeded today's par number or speed number is number 12. Mm-hmm. And then all but the 2 and 8 can possibly equal or exceed the speed rating for today's race. And then all but the 1, 2, and 5 have comfort zones, especially that 3. And so, or 1, 3, and 5, I'm sorry, and especially that 3. And then number 12 has the best jockey, followed up by the 5 with the best trainer. And I believe the best jockey trainer combination would probably be the 12, although it could be the 5.
Some other data in here too to pay attention to. Here we have our simulation odds in order. The first time today we see that the 10 horse, Chill the J, its last race speed figure, 6 points better than the next closest horse. Andrew Beyer, as I've mentioned a billion times, says that anytime it's 3 points or more, you want to pay attention to that. Not only does the 8 horse 2 Terry have a great chance to get to the lead, that's a 7-point early pace advantage. Very likely the 8 gets the lead, although there are a couple of other horses in here that are unknowns. Our late pace horse, we got 4 of them, 3 of them in the same area code. Top 4 total pace horses, again, about 70% of the winners coming out of that grouping. So when you're looking at these sheets, take a look at those horses if you don't have them in your selections. Here we see the horses that showed some improvement last race out. Early pace improvement, mid pace improvement, late pace improvement. Faster quarter mile fractions, faster half mile fractions. That's what those arrows designate. You can see here most of the field either moving up or down in class. For the first time today, we see some other data in here. Here are some first-time starters. We have the 1 and we have the 5. 3 points is the maximum score. We also see the back bullet, meaning the 5 horse, in this case, has a workout in the past, which I deem exceptional. And then the 6 horse in here, Milazano, making its second start after a layoff. And it does have the ability. We said that par for this race, if you look on the screen here, is 77. And according to our math, this horse could go as high as 77. You see here in the race, the 4 wants to pressure. These 3, the 3, 10, and 12 want to close. So far, the 2, 6, and 8 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader. As we already pointed out, the 1 and the 5 today making their first starts. Terry, let's go about making our second picks for race number 2 today.
All right. Well, there's a lot of scratches in here, but I like that 12 Dream Scheme. My first choice drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning jockey, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 27% when taking a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming race. Weingold, the 3 is my second choice, has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Sponge Time, the 4 ran second in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Gourmet Dinner, the 8 is my long shot, drops in class today, can improve at the longer distance, and has and was well bet in his debut. I'm going to play the first Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 3, 4, 8, 12 with the 2, 8, with the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the 2, 8, a $48 ticket.
The Scary Creation says, yeah, everybody's got the 12 on top. Yeah, that makes sense. And I understand that. Taking a shot with the 2 and the 6 class droppers. You talk about the class droppers. Again, that shows up on our sheets here. You got the 2, the 3, the 6, the 8, and the 12 all dropping in the class. The biggest class dropper of which being 8, Gourmet Dinner, going down about 2.5 lengths. That's a pretty big drop. Actually, a little bit more than that. I think the only 3 horses in here that make sense and that's why they're in my pick 4. Up top are the 12 horse, which is Dream Scheme. It is a maiden special weight dropper. The only race horse with a par race on the resume with the 10 scratching out. So I think that benefits there. The 6 horse, the 5 horse, excuse me. Backdoor Royalty is a first-time starter. Does have that back bullet workout. The 6 horse, Another one of those droppers that you mentioned in there, Scary, is the other maiden special weight dropper, or excuse me, another maiden special weight dropper. Does have that second race par ability that we showed here with the 77. And I think getting a dose of first-time Lasix is likely to help that horse. And then finally, I have the 3-horse Wine Gold, getting better by the race since its debut. Again, I feel like there's only 3 horses that make sense in my pick 4. So I went 5, 6, 12, 2, 5, 6, 8, 3, 6, and then the 1, 2, 3, and 4 for my Don Johnson pick 4. What's sad is yesterday, if I had just arranged my tickets a little bit differently, I had every horse, including that big long shot, ranked second at Parks, and just didn't put it together in there. Race number 3, Terry, next on our itinerary, 9 races on the day. But before we go to race number 3, there's something you could do to make sure you don't miss Terry and I tomorrow at Gulfstream Park, or for Friday, whatever that may be, as soon as I get the word from Tom.
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so it notifies you about all these different programs coming up. And then go down and copy that link, share it with everybody you know, so they can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as Instagram, Blue Skies, X, Twitter. Let's see, it's several others. I'm still not here after being off for a few days. At Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like, and we'll get a lot of good vibes from that. Go ahead and keep these comments coming and your picks during the show, as we love to see them, and it really helps with our algorithms.
Yeah, any interactivity helps boost our scores. So when people search online for horse racing content, good chance they'll come across Terry and I. So after the show is over, we will post timestamp every race in the description on YouTube. You can come back and watch them at your leisure. It's another way that by returning to the show, you can help us out. And we greatly appreciate it, because we'd love to get to 10,000 subscribers on X and YouTube sometime in 2025. Before we do that, long before we do that, Terry, we have to discuss race number 3.
Yep, it's a mile 70 yards on the all-weather track, claiming race, $8,000 claiming price, purse $23,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
Wasn't meant to be this way, but it will be this way. It'll be back-to-back buck 70ers on the all-weather. So the last one was supposed to be on turf. Again, we mentioned that stalkers do great 18% of the time. Gate-to-wire type winners, there's a real discount for Hearts Beat Like Thunder. It took me a minute to figure that one out. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 are fair. 8 and out is a small bonus, but still the best place to be. Again, best place to be right now is looking at our data sheets, Terry. And once again, we find a pretty competitive beginning to this race.
It is. They all show some speed, especially 4 of those horses. So it's anyone's guess. The 7 has an overlay from 12 to 1 to 30 to 1. The 8 overlay is from 3 to 5 to about 7 to 5. And all but the 2 and 4 have the par numbers. And of course, as we've said before, that what that means, if you get a yes, it means that in the past, this horse has either equaled 81 speed number or exceeded it. And then as far as who can maybe do that again today, all but the 2 and 4 appear to be able to either equal or exceed the the speed number for today's race, especially that 5 horse. And then all of them have comfort zone percentages. And what that means is it measures how closely today's race will likely mirror each of the horse's best race. And as you can see there, the 7, the 1, the 2, and the 5 all have pretty nice comfort zone numbers. And then the 2 has the best jockey. The 8 has the best trainer. And both the 2 and 8 have pretty darn good combinations as of jockey and trainer.
Mm-hmm. Most of the horses in here today are running flat. That's what that means. You see no change. A couple of class droppers in the 5, 6, and 8 moving down in class. A couple of interesting things here. This is a pattern I like to see pretty regularly. Better early pace, better fractions, better early pace, better fractions. Almost always a sign of a horse that's improving. We do see here, much like we see over here, that there are a trio of horses with a little bit better early pace than the rest. Late speed right in here. These 4 are pretty much booked up there together, with these top 3 having a little bit of edge. The 8 horse in here grading out as the top total pace horse. That one is also our simulation favorite by almost 2 lengths better than everybody else. Here we see that, again, a race where there's really not a true pace setter. Everybody prefers to be patient, middle, and back. That could favor horses that get forward. Got quite a few of them in that mix, Terry. Who do you think will be the most forward when the race is over?
Well, I like the 8, Nate the Great. He finished third versus Tougher in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer. And this trainer wins 30% of the time when dropping a horse down 2+ classes, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 2 as my second choice, finished third versus Similar in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. One Bite, the 5 is my third choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer as well. And then Hearts Beats Like Thunder. The 1 is my long shot. He finished third versus Similar in his last race. His best all-weather speed is faster than the average winning speed, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
As far as our picks for me, I felt like Nate the Great, I think, is probably one of the most obvious winners or likely choice winners on the card today. The odds say that. I think much like the 3 horse in that first race, though, it's probably going to be bet down pretty hard. So kind of check that out at post time. If the horse is near, it's our thing of 3 to 5. Even then, it's too low for me. I couldn't bet it at 3 to 5, even though I think it's the most likely winner. It is our simulation favorite. It is our top total pace horse, 2 lengths better than everybody else. First time in more than a year, or about a year, it's making 2 starts in a row. That tells me this horse is finally healthy. One Bite, the 5 horse, could be better in the second start after a layoff. It is a small class dropper in here. Rapscallion, the 2 horse, third choice for me. Switching to Irad Ortiz is obviously an upgrade there. Does have at times some robust late speed, and if Irad can probably position it and find that pace today, might be the one that takes out the obvious choice. And then finally, Lace Up, the 6 horse, a little bit of a long shot in here. It is a class dropper. It might not look like it on paper, but could be the pace setter here. And if it can steal good fractions, it could steal this race perhaps at a good price. And if not, maybe it finishes second or third on the fade and juices up the exactas and the trifectas. Race 4, Terry, take it away.
All right. So we're going to shorten up in race 4 to 5 furlongs. It's on the all-weather again. It's a maiden claiming race, $12,500 claiming price, $25,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
You're going to bet the 6 all the time. All right, good to show. Not a bad idea. 6 seems just only 2 6s, either 2 or 4 6s, never 3 6s. In race number 4, 5 furlongs on the synthetic course, we're looking, as you can quite imagine, for fast ones. Jetpacks when the gates open. Early speed, again, does a win. 35% of the time, it wins wire to wire. Never sees the backside of another horse. Tiger Lil gets a little bit of a discount riding that rail. 2 and 3 evens out. 4 through 7, that's the best place to be. 8 and out gets a bonus. So it looks like outside is a little bit better than inside, Terry, in race number 4. Let's see if we have any outside speed. In fact, that's where all of the speed is in race number 4.
Actually in the middle there. That 5 should get to that quarter pole first. He's got pretty much more speed than anything in there, according to the data. The 5 also has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 7 to 2. The 6 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 2 to 1. And the 8's overlay is 11 to 1 to 12 to 1. Only the 5 shows that it's maybe gonna, in the past, has got to equal or pass the speed number. And what that means on maybe is that maybe is 1 to 5. These horses have come within 1 to 5 speed points of attaining a par score. And it's important to note that the 5 speed points equals about 1 length. And then as far as the par plus, where a horse is possible to do it today, either equal or exceed the speed number, the 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3 appear to have the best chance to do that. All but the 3, 6, and 7 show nice comfort zones, especially the 5. And then the 3 has the best jockey, 3 has the best trainer, so that's the best trainer-jockey combination for today's race.
You mentioned the 3, Chica Blue, so the blue girl. It is our top total rated first-time starter right there, 2.6 out of 3 possible points. Once again, we find a horse with a back bullet, meaning it has some fast workouts. I have a theory that trainers want to see what their horse is before they get out there to get it, an idea what the potential is. And in one of their workouts, they tell a jockey, go get it, baby. Let's see what we got. And that's what a back bullet is. It's a see what we got where they actually might got something. We see here, too, with the 6 horse. It does also have the ability in second race, par ability, to get a speed figure up to 76 points, which, again, as Terry pointed out, 72 is the Brisnet par speed figure for today's conditions for race number 4. So that horse can get that job done. The 5 horse is a lone E right here. Everybody else middle back or making their first start. So if the 5 can get the lead, like it says here, and its confidence grows along with that strong C zone, that one has an excellent chance to go wire to wire. If you're looking for the Andrew Beyer angle, here you go. Kodamita, the horse making the second start with that second race par ability, also has the top last race speed figure. 6 points clear of everybody else. That one looks pretty tough on paper too, Terry.
Yeah, it sure does. Although I like that speed horse, the 5, always to the end. She has finished in the money in 3 of her career 5 starts, and she has dropped in class today. Her early speed running style will help her chances, so this shorter distance will be a big help. Chica Blue, the 3, is my second choice. First-time starter who has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 6, Coda Mia, drops in class today, has the highest last speed rating. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and they added blinkers to keep her mind on business today. And then another first-time starter, the 7, has Dam, who has 2 winners from 3 starters. Her breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. No additional bets for me in this race.
So when nobody has hit par or shown that they can hit par, only horse in here that's shown so far some ability to get there with second race par ability is that 6 horse. So when nobody has par or par ability, you got to go with the first-time starter in there, Terry. And I'm going to go with the 3 horse as my first selection. Reason being, that horse has a workout December 23rd, so not all that long ago. That's the let's find out what we got workout. That was 4 furlongs, 46-3 on the turf. You know what they call that?
Fast.
Very fast, yes, indeed. And then to boot, you got the top jockey trainer combination in here. You got Irad riding a first-time starter with Jose D'Angelo. Top jockey, top trainer. I think they have a good horse here. We'll find out when the gates open and they cross that finish line. Number 6, Kodamia, is that horse with second race par ability. The only maiden special weight dropper in the field. Top last race point, 6 points better than everybody else. If the 3 doesn't get him, I don't think anybody else will. 5, always to the end, speed. Cutting back in distance should be helpful as the lone E and the pace setter. And then finally, Coeur de la Rue, the other first-time starter. Again, when none of them have hit par, you have to throw those horses in there. So I'm going to go 3, 5, 6, 7 as my $1 trifecta box to start off my betting, as we have $100 to spread out in the races however we like. We call Benny in the Bets. The middle race on the card today, Terry, fortunately, it's not the race of death because the last pick 6 starts in just a minute. But it is the middle race, hump day. For hump day, what's the conditions here?
Well, they took it off the turf, and it was originally 7.5 furlongs, but now it's on Topeka course at 1 mile and 70 yards. And it's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 20,000 3 times other than a maiden, claiming starter restricted, or which have never won 4 races, or which have not won a race since September 5th, 2024, or a claiming price of $75,000.
Yeah, I don't understand the starting him at the bottom there either, but I don't know. Maybe they just feel like they don't want to spend the money to get him to where he needs to be, or the barn has other horses. Don't like the 7, same trainer, way bigger price. 6, biggest dropper. Yeah, I think you're right about that too. That's why I put him in there second with that par ability. In the 7.5 furlongs, moved off to that all-weather. So the 3rd time today, the 2nd time, it's unintended, like many children probably, loved nonetheless. You do have stalkers that do great. Again, Peyton Manning, that's the number that goes wire to wire. The rail position, Skyro, does struggle a bit. 2 and 3 gets a bonus. 4 through 7 fair. 8 and out, it's a small bonus, but still the best place. So aside from the rail, Everything else plays pretty fairly in here, Terry. Once again, we'll take a look at the data to see what it tells us for the 5th spot.
Well, the 4 shows the most speed. It should get out of that gate real good and have a good decisions by that good jockey. Should get that quarter pole first. The 2 has an overlay from 9-5 to a nice 10-1. 4's overlay is 4-1 to a nice 12-1. All but the 8 show par numbers from the past, and all but the 1 and 8 show that they possibly could equal or exceed the par speed number for today's race. And all of them show comfort zone percentages, so especially that 1 and 2 feel pretty comfortable in this race, I would believe. And then the 1 shows a best jockey, and 3 and 6 are the best 2 trainers. And then we've got the 1 I think has the best combination of a trainer jockey in this race.
Yeah, plenty of them on the improve. Here, that 2 horse, that big overlay. Also better across the board, all of his pace and internals. Only horse to show fractional improvement right here was the 3 horse, Johnny Padres. 4 moving up in class, 3 running at the same level. Kind of a balanced effort here. 2 on the front, 1 in the middle. You got a couple of PC can really go anywhere, can go left, can go right. A couple of closers in here. Our race shape tells us that the 4 horse should be on the lead, although according to pace numbers, we'll get challenged in here. Late pace belongs to the 4 as well. Check that out. That should make it the top total pace horse. It is indeed. The 3 and the 4 are steps above everybody else in here. Terry, one quick note on the C-zone. We overlap that on the horse's best performances. So that means in the case of the 2 Classic Motowns, 79% chance today's race will look a lot like its best performances. Terry, who do you think will put in the best performance in the hump race on hump day?
Well, I like the 8 Tuts Revenge. He has won 2 races on the last 4 starts, drops in class today. The shorter can improve at the shorter distance, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. And then I like the 2 Classic Motown. He finished in the money in 9 races out of the last 10 starts, winning 4 of those, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. John Padres, the 3 is my 3rd choice, was beaten only a length and 3/4 versus Tougher in its last start, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and a nice bullet workout on February 26th. The 5 Roosh is my long shot, finished 3rd versus in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start with the price. Portofino. That one should be the pace setter. Has a pair of wins and a pair of thirds in 4 races when jockey Edgar Zayas rides. And if you look through his past performances, boy, the best races have been on all weather. The change in surface, I think, being key. Number 3, Johnny Padres. Super fast workout. Another one of those horses that did 46-second type 4 furlongers. Will be rolling late and catching some extra distance today. Very useful. Classic Motown, that is our simulation favorite. Just missed. Which is, these odds don't really make sense to me, to be honest with you, because in the last 2 races, $100,000 handicap close at the end, a grade 3 close at the end. Step down in class here. Why shouldn't that horse improve? Number 1, Skyro will be coming at the end. Get the feeling, though, that this horse needs more than 1 mile and 70 yards. I think it might be one of those horses that needs like 1 mile and 3/8, 1.5 miles. So if you're the connections and you're watching, consider that. Also, consider a $1 trifecta box with the 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hoping to catch some horses with some decent prices in here as well. Also hoping to catch folks paying attention to Don Johnson. He says hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on X, share our content, retweet our content. You know the routine, folks. It's all free, but it is a great benefit and a boost to the show, and Terry and I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Tell them how it is, Don Johnson. I agree. Don Johnson getting a 2nd from Armando Garcia. Love to see it, gentlemen. I can tell you for sure, Terry and I appreciate it. Race 6, Terry, 4 to go. This is the beginning of the last pick for today. This one should be a sprint, should be fast.
Yeah, it's a 6 furlongs, and it's a maiden optional claiming race, $50,000 claiming price if you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be trained like they did with Hello Jello, the 2-horse. And the purse is $45,000. It's for maidens, 3-year-olds, Florida bred, or maiden claiming price of $50,000.
I know that it says 1 minute, and thank you for keeping us on schedule there, keeping the trains rolling. But in Florida time, that's like 10 minutes down there at Gulfstream Park. 6 furlongs, you're looking at horses that want the lead, Terry, at 36%. Jerome Bettis, I don't think he would win too many races, but go wire to wire. There's an inside to outside bias. 4 through 7 play fair. Nobody from 7 and out, from outside of 7 has won. So in the 6th race, Terry, speed does matter. Looks like one of them on the inside's got a boatload of it.
That rail horse shows a lot of speed, so it should get out of there and get to that quarter pole first. The 1 also has an overlay 9 to 5, 7 2. 2 has an overlay 10 to 1 to 12 to 1. The 4's overlay is 5 to 1 to 8 to 1, and the 7 has an overlay from 7 to 1 to 8 to 1. None of them have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number for this race, and none of them appear that they are going to do the same today. So we'll just have to wait and see. The 1 has a really nice C-zone number, and then the 4 and 6 have a little bit of a C-zone. 5 has the best jockey, 5 has the best trainer, and so the 5 has the best trainer-jockey combination for this race.
You got a couple in-race edges for the 1 at the beginning, the 6 at the end. So the 6 has the top total pace, 8 points clear, so speed versus closers. 3 first-time starters. It does look like, of the first-time starters, if you were to rank them in order, it would go 5, and then it would go 3, and then it would go 1. See here, the 1 wants to be on the front. All the other horses that have run so far have not been within 5 lengths of the leader or closed. 2, 3, and 5, they're going to give it a go for the first time, Terry. So give it a go with your picks in race number 6.
I like the 3 Dracula. He's a first-time starter who has has 2 winners from 4 starters, has a high percentage winning jockey, and a good workout on February 28th. And I like 5 Getting There. He's a first-time starter whose dam has 2 winners from 3 starters. His breeding suits today's sprint distance, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1, Loud Applause, has finished 4th in his last race after being bumped at the start. He has the highest last speed rating, and the rail post win in 31% clip. 7, Miami Frank, he finished 3rd in the last race. Blinkers are added today. I'm going to play the second and last pick 4 in Miami Vice. Don Johnson, 1-3-5-7 with 4-5 with 2-4-6-7 with the 1-2-6, a $48 ticket.
Now I'm going to go 5-3-1-2. None of it par, so I'm going to take the top rated first timer. Dracula, solid works, second best first timer. The 1 horse should be on the lead, more stamina in race number 2. The 2 horse might as well go with the other first time starter versus these. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 1, 4, 6, 1, 2, 4, 7 is race number 2 is about to get cooking over here at Gulfstream Park, and they are off indeed and running. And the 2 horse just shooting out Timbo's Tangler, and then it looks like he's going to get some competition too from, I can't tell who's that running alongside. It looks like the 8 horse is in that mix there too. Gourmet Diner as they run around the corner. The 2 horse down on the rail. So the 8 has taken the lead, Gourmet Diner. The 12 horse has found its way into second place. The 2 horse down on the rail. Then you got the 4 horse in there, Sponge Time. The 6 going to take a wide trip. Then you got the 3, and then at the very back of the pack, the 5 horse. They ran through the opening quarter in 24-3. Maybe a little bit on the quick side for this level of horse racing. What do we got here in race number 2 again? Let's take a look at the maiden claiming 2,500, maybe a little bit on the quick side. Tough to tell. My favorite angle, no idea what the hell's going on as all the horses just run straight at you. I just know that the 12 horse at 3 to 5 is bounded alongside. That 6 horse, the class dropper, Milazano, you said it was going to run second. Private Ross, he's going to challenge that 12 horse. You got another one, the 4 horse. It's also going to make a challenge. That one looks like it's coming about the best right now. It might go by everybody, which would be a 10-1 on that first-time starter for Terry to get the pick 4 started if he can outrun the 12 to the finish line. It's going to be a tight race, but you also got another one coming up on the outside. It's making some strides, but can't get himself to change leads. If the 5 horse change leads, he's going to be really trouble at the end here, but he hasn't got him to do it yet. He's trying. He's logging his way up there. Is he going to go by him at the end? It does look like at the end it is the 5. The 5 horse, Backdoor Royalty. Then it looks like either the 12 or the 4. So backdoor royalty being the, what was that horse's thing right there? First time starter with that back bullet workout. We saw that here in race number 2. Is there a back bullet? There's that 2.89 out of 3. And what did that guy go off at? I'm curious.
Let's see, 5-1 probably.
Was he 5-1 for the? Yes, bet all the way down from 15-1. So that's the thing about what I love about these sheets is when you have these horses with no par races in them and they're making first time starters, you might catch yourself a decent horse like that. I don't know. It's tough to tell. All right, Terry, we have how many races left to go? Race 8, 9, 7, 8, 7, 8, and 9. Is that right?
Yep, that's 7, 8, 9. That's right. So let's
right.
go to 7. It's a mile race. It's an optional claiming race. $16,000 claiming price, purse $28,000 for 4-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price $8,000 or less since March 5th, or a claiming price of $6,000.
So for a mile, again, we talked about this, and it's so important, especially in the Kentucky Derby chase. Like, for example, the Gotham winner didn't make 2 turns. You want your Kentucky Derby horses to show that they can make 2 turns because they're going to have to make 2 turns on Derby Day. This 1 mile race here is a 1 turn. So again, it acts like a sprint more than it does a route, or at least a cross between the 2. And we see that play out in the data because 31% of the time the horses win on the lead. There's a rail bonus. Yorkville should get a little bit of a boost from those 12-1 odds. 2 and 7 a discount. 8 and out's the best place to be. Do we have any Buffalo Girl speed on the outside, Terry, in race number 7?
Well, not really, but we have 3 of these horses that are pretty close in their speed data, and so they could go head-to-head to that quarter pole. The 8 has an overlay from 8-1 to 12-1. I mean, the 1, and the 8 has an overlay from 9-1 to 12-1. 4, 5, 7, and 8 in the past have either equaled or exceeded the par speed number. And then all but the 3 and 6 have a possibility, according to our data, of equaling or exceeding the speed today's par number. And then all but the 6 have a nice comfort zone. The 5 has the best jockey, 4 has the best trainer, but the 5 has the best combination of jockey and trainer.
Mm-hmm. A lot of different ways this race can go too. Our race shape, again, you see it kind of triangling this way. So most of the race is weighted towards the back of the field. So those horses that get to the front, the 5, the 1, and the 4, they're also our top pace horses, the 7 and the 6. So the speed makeup should work out just like it kind of shows. At the end, they're all, again, within 4 points. So they all basically live in the same neighborhood. Top 4, the 7, the 1, 4, 5 in total pace. Again, a big majority of the race winners come out of that mix. A lot of horses showing better early pace and mid pace last race. Just a couple improving on the fractions. A good mix. Everybody's either moving up or down in class here. So horses that think they're on the improve, horses that feel like they got to come down in class to find their winning groove. Mr. Terry, who's going to find the groove in your view in race number 7?
Okay, well, this is
your best bet
my
too, right?
It is my best bet of the day in race 7 is the 5 Freedom Road. He's finished in the money in 9 out of his last 10 starts. He won 7 of those races. Drops in class today, has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Best start speed is fastest among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning jockey as well. And then the 4 is my second choice. He's Santos to Wilson. He ran second versus similar in his last race. He has the highest last speed rating, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Belts and Books. And Brooks, the 7, my third choice, finished third versus similar in his last race, can improve while returning to a route. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 6 is my long shot. He finished third in his last race, and he likes the distance. I'm going to bet 40 to win on the 5, a $5 exacta key box 5 with the 467, and a $10 exacta 5 on top with the 467.
I like the 5 horse too, Terry. I don't know if that's a jinx or if it's a help. I hope it's a help. The 5 horse in here, Freedom Road, could be the pace setter. Doesn't need to be on the lead. That's a positive. And I do like when we get this pace setter stuff right here with these really strong C zones. The only one above 50%. That's typically the number we're looking for. And if you look over here, we'll talk about the speed chart for the first time today. Here we have, this is the all of these are speed numbers relative to the other horses in this race. So you can see here, this is the best race that the ones put together. That's the worst that it's done. The red dot is the average, and you can see here for that 5-horse, we'll use green to mark the 5-horse. Its average race, if you drew a line across the top here, its average race is better than the best race for most of these horses in here. So I suspect that you'll see that one. Get you plenty of action today, Terry. And I think it's a good choice for the best bet of the day. Santos de Wilson, the 4-horse, looks like a mile is the exact right distance for this horse. Last time he did so at Gulfstream in that one turner, won by 7.5 lengths. It's a big win. Belts and Brooks, better early pace and fractions last out. Another horse that seems like the mile is the preferred distance. 12 races, 4 wins, a second, 4 thirds. It's raced at another distance 14 times and only managed to collect the winner's check in one of them. So a horse for a mile-long course. And then finally, Yorkville, the 1-horse, should be forward, better early pace, better fractions last out. No best bets for me here, Terry. Let's go on to race number 8 to start off the late daily double. Terry, what are the conditions for the opening leg of that double?
Okay, it's 5.5 furlongs, and it's let's see, it's an all weather. It's for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won a race, won 20,000 other than a maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 2 races or claiming price of 25,000.
5.5 furlongs on that all weather track. Speed, baby, speed. 38% winner on the lead. Rail bonus for, Falfurious, I guess. I don't know. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 through 7 are fair. I don't know why I wrote down the rail. 8 and out is the best place to be, Terry. So again, if there's somebody on the outside with some giddy up and go in race number 8, that would be useful. Anybody on the outside with giddy up and go?
Well, as far as I can see, no. It's the 3. Well, the 6, I guess. He's kind of on the outside, but 3 and 6 have the most speed. They should get to the quarter pole going head to head. The 1 has an overlay from 9 to 2 to 8 to 1. 2 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 7 to 2. The 4 has an overlay from, 9 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 2 is the only one that's equaled or exceeded the par speed number of 92 in the past. And the 4, 2, 1, and 8 show that there's a real good possibility that they will either equal or exceed the par speed number here. All of them have comfort zone percentages. And the 7 is got the best jockey. The 6 has the best trainer, but the 7 appears to have the best combination of jockey and trainer.
Mm-hmm. Again, this race is pretty balanced. You see here, really pretty even. A few that want to be in the front, a few that want to be middle back. So get a good trip could be important. If that's the case, pay attention to these C-zone numbers over here. Which horse is likely to get the best trip today? Everybody but the 8-horse moving up in class. This is the only one that's moving down in class. The horse with the biggest in-race advantage here is the 8, about a length better than everybody else down the stretch. Top 4 total pace horses, the 4, the 8, the 2, and the 5. And the 4-horse, along with being our simulation odds favorite, also one of those horses with the last race speed figure edge, Louis the Sun King. 6 points clear of any other horse. According to speed numbers, that's about a length and a nose quicker than everybody else to the finish line today. Terry, do you think the 4-horse is going to be a length and a nose to the finish line first?
No, I think it's going to be the 2, Awesome Bourbon. He's finished in the money in his last 10 races. Won 2 of those starts, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Air Force Cruising, the 6, is my second choice. Won 2 races in a row, goes for a hat trick now, has a high percentage winning trainer. Louis the Sun King, third pick, has finished in the money in his last 5 races. He won 2 of those starts. He has a high percentage winning trainer. He's the 4-horse. My long shot is the 7, Ms. Tart. He has one race out of 2 starts at Gulfstream Park, has a high percent winning trainer, wins 28% of the starts after claiming a horse, and he has a high percentage winning trainer.
I like the 6-horse in here, Air Force Cruising. I do think this is going to be a competitive start in here. Winner 2 in a row. I like the fact that horse is better middle out last time out. Louis the Sun King is the simulation favorite, does have that top last race speed figure, better than everybody else. Number 1, Falfurious, been off for almost a year. But when you look at those workouts for that one horse in here, look at this. You got some great workouts. 4 furlongs, 47, 5 furlongs in 59. Those are all pretty good numbers. So I think that horse is going to come back ready to roll for Tyler G. And then Awesome Bourbon. That one, only horse with a par race on the resume. Again, sometimes that's all you need to know. Better early pace and better fractions. Again, another trifecta box for me. The 1, the 2, the 4, and the 6. Which brings us to the final race for this hump day. But before we get to our final race on hump day, Terry, a couple of reminders. Free picks today at Guaranteed Tip Sheet for Louisiana Downs. There's a link in the description wherever you find us. Please head on over there to take advantage of the free picks. When the show is over, right on the homepage at horseracingtoday.net, right here, we will post all of our thoughts, comments, along with a race replay. Click on that link. It'll take you right here. We'll also link perhaps to the data sheet. So we'll provide that for you there as well. Right here will be the show. Again, with the show in the description on YouTube, we'll timestamp everything so you can come back and watch every race independently. Then finally, while you're at horse racing today, right here in the menu, HRT Gear, along with subscribing, liking, and all the things you got to do on the social sites to help the show out. You can also do so by heading over to HRT Gear, getting yourself a hat, a t-shirt, a coffee mug, a barbecue apron, whatever it is that you need to get prepped for the summer. You can do it in horse racing today style and fashion. Let's end this day in style and fashion, Terry, both of us hopefully picking some winners in another race that found its way to the Topeka course.
Yeah, and before I do that, I'm going to thank, Jonathan for showing me that the 6 horse in the 7th race was scratched. So I've already made my changes. But now we're going to go to this 9th race, and it's going to be was going to be on the turf at 5 furlongs, but now it's going to be on the Topeka course, still at 5 furlongs. And it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, indeed. These are for horses, again, that have a lot of giddy up and go. 35% of the time, you win that race to the first call, and your name will be announced first at the last call. Rail discount for Lionessa, 2 and 3. Those post positions play fair. 4 and 7, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're the best. Get a little bit of a bonus too. So it looks like outside is a little bit better than inside in race number 9, Terry. And all the speed is on the inside.
That's right, but that 2 shows the most speed, double anything else in there, so it gets a good break. It'll get to that quarter pole first, I believe, and then that 3 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 8 to 1. No, it's from 15 to 1 to 31. The 4 has an overlay from 3 to 1 to 8 to 1, and the 9 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to a whopping 30 to 1. The 1 and the 4 are the only 2 horses that in the past have exceeded or equaled the par speed number for this race, and the 1, 3, 4, 7, and 9 have really good possibility of equaling or exceeding the speed number for today's race. All but the 7 have nice C-zone percentages. The 2 has the best jockey and also the best trainer, so the 2 would be the best trainer jockey combination for this race.
Again, another one of those races that kind of evens out. 2 so far, not within 5 lengths of the leaders at the finish line. 7 today, making its debut with a pretty hefty 2.93 out of 3 maximum score there. So that might be a long shot to consider in your picks. The 2 horse, not only does it going to get the early speed advantage, but also has a 1 length advantage there as well on the early pace. On the way home, you got 3 horses that are a little bit faster than everybody else, although speed at 5 furlongs is more important than closing ability, unless they all go too fast. Your top total pace horses are the 1, 6, 4, and the 9, and also the 1 horse last time out. There's that speed figure advantage again, 6 points on a horse that has hit par. So maybe that 1 horse, Terry, in the final leg here is the one to beat. What do you think?
Well, I like the 2. Her dam has 5 winners from 7 starters and 2. It doesn't matter about turf winners, but she has an early speed running style, so the shorter distance should help, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. The 1 finished 3rd in her last race. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then Louis Courage, the 6, my 3rd choice, finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Parade Ring finished third versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and that's it for me as I'm out of money. Can't make any more bets.
I'm going to go with the one horse in the final leg there. Top last race, speed figure, big number above everybody else. And the horse has made 4 races. And since the debut, every single race has been better than the previous one. So if that trend continues today and today's race is better, it'd be tough to overcome that speed figure differential. Number 2, Chanteuse. That one been off since July when it ran at Saratoga in a couple of efforts. In both of those races, Terry, this horse was heavily bet. About 1 to 2 odds in both races. So the workouts are fast. Maybe we're going to find out what the people in upper New York thought about this horse when it races in South Florida today. Parade King, that one is the 4 horse next on my list at 8 to 1. Has a par race on the resume, along with the 1 horse, the only 2 that can make that claim. And then finally, I'm going to go with that 7 horse. Why not? Take that first-time starter that almost has a perfect score, 2.93 out of 3 possible points, and at 15 to 1, why not? And with a horse at 15 to 1 on morning line in my selections, I'm going to go with the 1, 2, 4, 7 on the trifecta box and hope I get the right order in odds. Those are all of our picks for today. You see them right here. Race number 1 was won by the 7 horse, then the 5 horse. I guess that means, Terry, in race number 3, the 8 horse is going to win if we follow that line down. Here's how we see the rest of this day. Again, tomorrow we'll be back for Gulfstream Park. Terry, you're going to want to make sure you catch that show. I know you'll be here, but to make sure everybody else comes back, what do you do?
Well, you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that little bell. That bell will tell you when our show is going to start and notify you. And then also go ahead and copy that link, share it with everybody you know. Go to our social sites that are scrolling down at the bottom here at Horse Race, the number 2 day, and give us a thumbs up and a like. That really helps us out. And then keep these comments and picks coming. It's really good to see those. We enjoy it, and it helps with our algorithms.
Yes, indeed. Boost our scores. So, again, quick race number 2. Here was our pick 4s. Race number 3, let's see, no bets. Race number 4, my first trifecta box, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Race number 5, another trifecta box, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Race 6, our late pick 4s right in there. You see how they play out. Race number 7 is Terry's best bet. Number 5. Race number 8, I have a trifecta box. Race number 9, a trifecta box. So plenty of action across plenty of races today. Make sure you keep that in mind. You can come back again on YouTube and watch. You can go into the description, get the data sheet along with each race being timestamped so you can see why we made those bets and why Terry thinks the 5 is the play of the day. Until we get back together again, no matter what your play of the day is, we certainly hope it has God's grace, God's favor, every single thing you do until we get back together for a terrific Terry Thursday, once again at Gulfstream Park. May it end up in
the winner's circle.
Absolutely. That's where we'll see you tomorrow. If you're not watching, you ain't winning. See you on Terrific Terry Thursday.